But it's finals week, so we really, the guys, since obviously Thursday night, wasn't our best performance. Disappointed about that, but Friday we were off. Saturday we just did some individual workouts. I went recruiting really Friday and Saturday, and back yesterday. They had another day off yesterday, and now we'll get back on the floor today. And we'll go today, tomorrow. We'll go take Wednesday off, kind of do a team activity Wednesday. Come back Thursday, Friday, get ready for us, and then get ready for Drake, and be ready to play them on Saturday.
So finals not disrupting? I'm sorry.
I can hear you.
I know you can. How, does finals disrupt anything?
No, not really. Just the way the finals fall. We can practice at our normal time every day, so that's not a big issue.
For you guys, Thursday, part of it, but season-wide, what do you think of your pace of play right now offensively?
It's got to be a lot better. I mean, I actually watched the whole game yesterday afternoon. Me and Monte just watched the whole game together in the office, which is good. You know, sometimes you show kids clips and you show film and all that, but sometimes you kind of can see things. But when you watch the whole game, you really see the whole flow of the game. I think it really enlightens you a lot more. And so, first and foremost, we got to start playing in transition. We got to get some easy baskets by playing in transition, by pushing the tempo of the point guard, wings running, bigs running the rim, sprinting the screens. You know, so much of this stuff is when we run our offense and we execute, we get good shots. And you can chart the Iowa game and you can see 8 or 9 missed threes, 6, 7, 8 missed layups. But our pace of play has to get a lot better. That's just the strength of our team. And so I got to demand it more, and I got to make sure we're staying to that.
Where does that come from? Is it pushing off rebounds or after made baskets or creating turnovers, or where? How do you see that?
I think in all folds. I think that the strength of the teams that I've had when we've been good in transition is how fast you're able to convert off a missed shot, how fast you're able to convert and transition from defense to offense off a turnover, and people not looking back, but just totally sold out to running. And then the other thing too is, so what, they scored. Let's get that thing out and go right back at them again, and we got to get that mentality.
How do you feel like your half-court offense is executing on the whole?
When we run, yeah, I think there's 2 ways to look at it. When we freelance, not very good. You know, when we break things off. When we actually chart execution of whether we ran play 1, I'm not going to call the names out, but play 1, 2, 3, and 4, or underneath out of bounds. When we run our underneath out of action against Iowa zone, when we do that, I think our percentages are really high. I mean, we chart all that stuff. When we run offense, I think our numbers are very good. When we let people take us out of our offense, or we go to freelance, or we take quick shots, I don't think we're very good at all.
Where's Solomon Young with his progression right now?
You know, I think getting hurt for him wasn't great. They've done a great job of getting him back. You know, he missed that practice time. I think we missed him against Gonzaga and Cincinnati, especially Cincinnati here. I thought we missed him around the basket some. I thought in the Iowa game, you know, he did some good things for us, just kind of some activity around the rim a little bit. The thing as a freshman, when you really break the game down, is he got caught in a lot of ball screen action with Jock, and we got to make sure we know how we're playing that on each possession. And so I think his growth's been good. You know, the injuries set him back a little bit, but I think he's got, you know, this week will really help him, this full week of practice, because I think he's a guy that we got to look to more down the road.
What are you expecting from him out of the next 2 games, for example?
I think the biggest thing is to try to be again, and I say it all the time, it's very simple, but be a rim run guy, to post up and create space down there, and then we've got to throw it in there some. You know, whether we score or just go inside out, and then we got to rebound. I think we did a great job of rebounding into these last couple of games. Now we've been hurt on the board the last couple of games. Iowa, it wasn't as much. It was only like 7 offensive rebounds, but Cincinnati and Gonzaga was just too many. And so we got to get back. We need him to help. He's one of the guys that can rebound.
What's been missing from Naz this season?
You know, I just think, you know, everything is, I think, relative on whether you're making shots. You know, I watched Notre Dame and Villanova last night just to, I like watching other teams play and just to see if there's anything I can, and then, I mean, as, the sea's not parting and the shots aren't wide open. I mean, you got guys are making some, tough shots at times, contested shots, and so the thing about Naz, he's going to stay the course. He was in the gym yesterday when I was over in the office yesterday for a while. He's in there working. I talked to him for a long time Friday when I was on the road recruiting. I think his mindset's really good. He's just a senior that wants to win and go out the right way. And we got a couple guys like that. And so that's my main focus, is to make sure I do whatever I can to make sure these guys, just like last year's senior class, max out and go out the right way. And so he's going to eventually start making shots, and then everything's going to change. And so you just got to stay the course. I got a lot of trust and belief in him.
Does everything sound mechanically with him in terms of his shot, or is there anything that he needs to tighten up?
I think so. I mean, you watch him in the gym and you watch him in practice, and the guy he rattles them off. 20 in a row. I mean, he can really, really shoot at a high level. And so I just think, you just got to stay the course with him. And, we can, shot selection at times, and, or turning down sometimes a good shot where you probably should have shot one sometimes. He's going to be fine. He's going to be just fine because his character's really high and his work ethic's really good. If you got both of those, I think you get through this.
So that's your inside play, not just Solomon, but what else you have going on in there?
We got to get more production up there. I think that's one of the reasons we're probably shooting. I mean, I know people joke about, hey, you spend so much time on defense, now the offense isn't very good. But our defensive stats are very good. We had a bad 10 minutes at Iowa. We got outscored out of the 10 media timeouts. We got outscored 3, only 3. But we got outscored in 2 sessions in the first half, 10-0, 10-4. And it was, a lot of transition. So we made grounds there. Offensively, we do have to, everybody wants to play on the perimeter these days. We've got to get some scoring inside. We've got to finish around the rim. We've got to get to the free throw line more. And we got a lot of good stats, but we didn't get the free throw line a lot last year. I don't think that's one thing we've ever really done here, is get to the free throw line a ton, but we got to have a post presence down there. And again, if it's not to score, but just to get these guys, the defense sink into the level of the ball some. And then when you do get it in there, I mean, you watched the game the other night, we got to finish those 6, 7, 8 plays around the rim, finish half of them, and it's a different game. And so, whether it's Darryl, Merle, Solomon, posting Deontay more, we got to get more production scoring in the paint.
Said you were talking to Naz, I think, on Friday for a long time. What was that conversation kind of about?
Really just that, kind of where our struggles are at right now, really what you're thinking, what's on your mind, so I know what he's thinking. And then also that, hey, I never want to lose, but when I've been in this position before, it kind of refocuses you. And you really kind of get humbled a little bit of where you got to do, what you got to do to get better. And you got to start from the ground up and work, because you're really evaluating everything based on one bad game. I mean, when you really look at the whole, right? Because Gonzaga's 9-0, right? Or 8-0, 10-0. Right, we had the ball, we had 4 shots to take the lead against them in the last 2 minutes. And shots that, probably 3 out of those 4 shots, I'd live with. Cincinnati, they control the tempo here, but we're up 2 with 20 seconds to go and the ball. So we played one bad game. We didn't play well the other night. Nothing against Iowa. I thought they're probably, to me, better than people think, because you look at, they lost to Seton Hall, will probably be in the NCAAs, lost to Virginia, who'll be an NCAA tournament team. Memphis, they lost to. I don't know enough about Memphis. And then they lost to Notre Dame on the road, who's 9-1 and played Villanova at the buzzer. And so what Iowa did the other night is they played the best defensive game of the year, and we gave them too many easy baskets. Iowa scored the basketball all season long. We gave them too many easy baskets. We didn't have the correct coverages on Jot a couple times, and so, you know, we got to clean some things up, and when we do that, you know, we'll be good. If when we ran our offense and things weren't there, that's one thing. But when you chart when we run offense, our percentages are pretty good. And so, you know, you get hit in the mouth, you get hit in this business. Everybody, that's just how it is. I mean, you know, it starts with me. You're the one that's going to take most of the heat. You know, you take more of the heat when you lose. You get too much credit when you win. But the thing that we've got in this team that needs to separate us is our seniors and our character, and those are really good. And our work ethic from those guys is good. I mean, all those guys were at the gym yesterday on a Sunday afternoon. You know, and so we'll get there.